The Biden team has been trying to downplay the negotiations. So what can we feasibly expect out of the talks?
Yeah, under promise and over deliver, right? Because there's no real precedence right now between Biden and Xi Jinping. They've had 2 phone calls recently, but they have not met face to face virtually like they will later Monday in Washington, early Tuesday morning, Beijing time. And essentially, the White House has expressed some frustration, if you will, that lower level talks, such as the ones that really kicked this re-engagement off in Anchorage, really did not produce a lot of results. In fact, that Anchorage meeting was more of an airing of grievances. And now we know that Biden has wanted to have face-to-face meetings with Xi Jinping, but Xi Jinping hasn't left China in more than 600 days. So they've come to this compromise, if you will, and they'll have a virtual talk. And there are a lot of grievances to get through. And, Biden thinks the presidential level talks can help, blow through some of these log jams that we have in relations. They're prickly issues. Obviously, front and center on geopolitical front is Taiwan. There's been a lot of barbs traded back and forth about voicing support for Taiwan from the United States. And of course, Taiwan issue of independence is one of those red lines geopolitically for Xi Jinping and China. So the bar is set low for deliverables, if you want to use State Department parlance. But again, the fact that these two will be having face-to-face virtual talks is a good sign.
Speaking of logjams, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer really wants to break that when it comes to his long-languishing China bill, right? Is there better prospects that he'll be able to get that through?
There are better prospects as we get closer to the end of the year, and there's lots of push, of course, to get these spending packages passed by the end of the year in the congressional sessions. But, this is the China bill, had broad bipartisan support in the Senate when it was passed in June. It has languished. Talk about log jams, as you're right. The log jam has been, in the House. So Chuck Schumer has been saying that perhaps we need to combine our efforts with the annual Pentagon spending bill. That measure yearly has to be passed and has garnered broad bipartisan support. So the thinking is if they can combine the two, the China bill, $52 billion, that will help competitiveness for semiconductors, plus another 190 or so billion for universities and other institutions to fend off and to counter China's spending in R&D, could be attached to Pentagon, and that would then go forward and possibly be passed by the end of the year.